"Stop pretending to be a nurse," my brother hissed into my ear, loud enough that a few officers glanced our way, but soft enough to allow him plausible deniability. The chandelier above the military ballroom glimmered off his medals, turning his smirk into something cold and metallic. A familiar heat crept up my spine. Shame, anger, restraint, the three ghosts I'd carried inside me for years. Still, my hands remained steady around the champagne glass I no longer tasted. I didn't look at him. Instead, I looked past him to the far corner where the general's son sat alone in his wheelchair, almost swallowed by his dress blues like a boy trying to disappear. My brother snorted. "Seriously, Lena, you patch up scrapes. You're not a hero. Stop pretending." His words slid under my skin like a cold knife, the same way he had once cut through everything I'd trusted. But tonight wasn't about him. I stepped out of his shadow, letting the soft swell of the orchestra guide me toward the boy who had no reason to hope, until I made him see me. When our eyes met, a flicker of surprise crossed his face, the kind you see in soldiers who've forgotten how gentleness feels. "May I have this dance?" I asked. His breath caught. I can't." "You can," I said. "With me." I unlocked his wheelchair brakes and rolled him gently toward the dance floor. The music deepened. The room shifted. Guests parted like a hesitant tide, curious, uncertain. Then I saw him, the four-star general, standing rigid, eyes glinting. He looked at us as though witnessing a ghost. As he walked toward us, slow and trembling, I felt the air itself crack. He stopped beside me, voice thick. "Colonel, you've just saved my son's life." Behind me, my family froze. And that was it, the moment my revenge fully bloomed. My brother hadn't always been poison. Once, God help me, I believed in him. I thought he loved me like a brother should. We were inseparable as children. I patched his cuts on the field, he shielded me from neighborhood bullies. We swore loyalty before we even understood betrayal. But the military changed him. Ambition sharpened his confidence into cruelty. Rank tasted sweeter to him than blood. Somewhere along the way, he decided my quiet discipline threatened his loud ascent. He craved glory, I craved purpose. He wanted attention, I wanted impact. And to him, my impact was unforgivable. The first sign was subtle, whispers questioning my medical judgment. Then a denied promotion. Then hearings. One anonymous complaint after another, each penned with the precision of someone who knew my handwriting, my routines, my vulnerabilities. I traced every thread. They all led back to him, the man who had sworn to protect me, carving me open from behind. I didn't break. I didn't scream. I didn't confront. I planned. Revenge doesn't demand rage, it demands patience. I studied everything about him, his obsession with becoming the general's protégé, his hunger for a spotless public image that could propel him to command. He wanted a legacy. I would give him a moment he could never erase. I built trust with the general's family not through manipulation, but genuine respect. His son, David, had been sinking further into isolation after the accident that stole his mobility. People treated him like a symbol, not a person. I spoke to him, trained with him, listened to him, helped him reclaim pieces of himself lost in the wreckage. The general noticed. He saw the care I gave his son not like a burden, but like a soldier. He saw the steady hands my brother mocked. He saw what I was, what my brother tried to erase. The gala was perfectly timed. Not staged, but orchestrated. I knew the general would speak. I knew reporters lurked in the corners. I knew my brother couldn't resist belittling me in front of his peers. I needed him to reveal himself, and he did. When the general embraced his son and whispered thanks, the room erupted in applause. Cameras flashed. My family froze, realizing the simple nurse had just earned the public reverence of the highest-ranking officer. My brother tried to step forward, plastering a smile to claim borrowed glory. The general's gaze hardened. "Captain," he said to my brother, voice sharp enough to silence the orchestra, "I've reviewed the anonymous complaints you filed against Colonel Hart." My brother paled. Yes, I had given the general every message, every forged report, every lie. "Her record is immaculate. Yours is not." My brother staggered back as his ambition crumbled before the world. For the first time, he was bleeding from the wounds he'd inflicted on me. Later, when the crowd thinned and justice settled over the ballroom like dust, I stood alone on the balcony, breathing night air that felt clean for the first time in years. I wasn't triumphant. I was free. My brother had mistaken my silence for weakness. He forgot silence can be strategy. Quiet hands can still wield power. And he forgot something I will never forget: some of us don't need to raise our voices to be heard. We only need to wait for the right moment to speak.